Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Gun Breakdown, a beginner's guide. I'm Jonathan, and today we're going to be going over how to break down and clean your Sig Sauer P320 pistol. All right, let's get right into it. So first things first, keep the weapon pointed in a safe direction. Remove any source of ammunition or the magazine. Okay, that's done. We're going to set this to the side. Next, we're going to do a physical and visual inspection on the chamber. Okay. Physical check, visual check. All right, it's clear. All right, let's go ahead and break this down. You want to turn the slide lock bar 90 degrees. There we go. Take that off. And disassemble your guide rod, spring, and your barrel. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and do a quick wipe down to see what needs some TLC. Okay. Not too bad, not too bad. Inside of the barrel looks good to go as well. Guide rod and spring. Yep, not too bad. And now we're going to check the pistol grip. Awesome. Just a little bit of carbon left behind. Nothing too serious. A little bit of oil, a little bit of carbon. Okay. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to take your solvent or CLP if you have that, and you're going to go ahead and spray the inside of your pistol grip. So everything inside of here and underneath. Any parts that move, you want to get underneath and around those. Okay, now that we got that done, we can move on to our slide. And you're going to want to get inside of the grooves right here. Any holes that you're able to get an applicator into, a Q-tip or anything like that, you want to go ahead and spray that solvent inside of there as well. And you want to let that solvent run down the grooves, those cuts and notches inside of the slide. Okay, now that's done, we're going to go ahead and spray the inside of the barrel and this little cutout right here where that hook is. Okay, and now we're going to lather down our guide rod and spring. Okay, so now that that's done, we can go ahead and grab our brush. We can go ahead and start taking the bristles to the silver pieces, anything that's inside of the mag well. We definitely want to make sure we get inside that when we're cleaning it. So let's go ahead and take that brush to it. Don't forget to work that action a little bit while you're pull that trigger, work the action while you're brushing it down as well. Okay. All right, we can set that to the side, and let's take our rag and we're going to dry off these bristles and get anything that was left behind, wipe that off so we keep our cleaning utensils clean. We're going to take our slide and we're going to do the same thing. Just go, make sure you're getting those angles worked in just right. Okay, and now that that's done, we're going to wipe that down a little bit. See how it looks. Okay, it's a little bit dirty. The same thing with that. All right, let's set it to the side. Let's go ahead and get this guide rod and spring after we wipe off our bristles. And you want to make sure that you're working your way all the way around. You're not just staying in one place, but that you're actually rotating it as you're scrubbing your guide rod and spring. Okay, so we'll set that to the side. And we're going to take our bristles again. We're going to rub the, wipe that off on our rag. And next, we're going to go ahead and get inside this little hook area right here. Inspect that, make sure that there's not any carbon, any rust, anything, any metal shavings, nothing left behind. Same thing for these little corners right here too. You want to make sure that there's nothing caked on top of there. Nope. Okay. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to run our bore brush through our barrel. And you want to make sure that you're working your way out the way that the bullet would shoot. You want to make sure that you're working your way out of the barrel. And you want to make sure that you also are rotating as well as you're pushing through. There we go. Run that through. And we're going to wipe off these bristles again on our bore brush. Okay. Let's do that a few more times. All right, and that's actually pretty clean. So we're going to go ahead and move on from that. We're going to go back to our guide rod and spring. We're going to go ahead and wipe this down really quick. And if it's still pretty dirty, it's okay for you to spray more solvent onto it. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to do just one coat and hope for the best. You can always do multiple coats. Just to make sure that you're really wiping, getting any residue, anything left behind. You just want to go ahead and clean that off. Make sure it's good to go. All right. Just remember, it doesn't have to be inspection ready perfect. This isn't the military. You don't have to make sure it's pristine condition. All right, let's go ahead and take our rag to it. All right, not too bad, not too bad. Probably needs a little bit more solvent, and that's okay. There we go. All right. Now that our slide is done, we're going to sit that down. And now we're going to move on to our pistol grip. And we're going to go ahead and wipe that down. So when you're wiping it down, you want to make sure that you're getting underneath like this little lip right here, that you're getting everything that your fingers can reach. And you're going to take applicators as well, which is what we'll do next, and to get into those smaller holes that our fingers are too big to fit in. And don't forget to clean inside of your mag well. Something else I want to mention is don't forget that when you're cleaning your firearm or before you start cleaning, make sure you put on a pair of gloves if you have some. It's not imperative that you do, but it's kind of a safety thing for you because you don't want to get the stuff in your eyes, and a lot of people, touch their face and touch their eyes. So just make sure that if you have an itch or something that you take your gloves off before you touch your face or answer your phone or anything like that. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and oil this since the weapon is pretty clean. And as far as the oil goes, you really don't have to put that much. I mean, it depends on the climate you're in, but if you're in a humid climate, you really don't need that much oil. It's going to work just fine. If you're in a drier climate, more like a desert, you're going to need a little bit more than normal, but nothing major to where your firearm should be dripping that lubricant. So we're going to run this oil all through this right here, inside of here, and here, all the silver pieces, everything inside. So that's where that's going to go. But first, before we do that, we're going to take some applicators and we're going to go get in these little smaller areas first, like I said earlier. Not too bad. Nice. And if you guys, while you guys are watching this video, if you don't mind, would you please go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel? Anything helps. Anything helps with the algorithm. Any comments you guys drop would be greatly appreciated. Or any pointers or advice, that's also fine too. I have absolutely no problem with that. So I know I don't know everything there is to know about firearms. Okay. Now we're going to do our slide, get inside here in this hole really quick, and touch this up. All right, looks good to go. Okay, so we're also going to oil up our guide rod and spring, which you can just do that with your fingers. I'm not sure if you can see the thin coat I'm putting on, but it is it's not that much. And then you can just use your fingers to kind of help spread it around. Okay. And we'll wipe off our fingers. And we're going to go ahead and put this back together. And then we're going to oil this really quick. Here we go. All right. Now that's done, we can go ahead and put our guide rod back on. And we'll put this back together. Here we go. Sorry, I had to reset the buffer, or not the buffer. I'm sorry, I had to reset the guide rod back on there. So there we go. See, if it's not setting flush like that, you're going to have a problem getting it back on. There we go. And we're going to flip this back, send this forward. Okay, and that is how you clean your Sig Sauer P320 pistol, disassemble and reassemble it. All right, our last part of doing this is called the functions check. So the point of this is to make sure that everything is put back together and that everything, all the moving parts are working the way that they're supposed to be. Okay, so first thing, we're going to pull the trigger, listen for a click, reset the trigger. This time you're going to hold the trigger down when you squeeze it and then rack the slide. And then you'll hear a clunk. Pull the trigger one more time, click, good to go, and reset it. And that is it. All right, thank you all so much for joining me today on this video, and I hope you all have a blessed day.